But what is up first?
Yeah, so our own Chris Drosner broke probably the biggest news that we'll be discussing today, and that is that Illinois-based Solemn Oath Brewing, they are based out of Naperville. They are coming in to take over 1840s old space in Bayview here in Milwaukee. So some pretty big news. Obviously people wondered what was going to happen with that space, and it's interesting to see someone from outside the state, an outside name that people may not be overly familiar with coming in. But it does make a lot of sense when you hear kind of the full backstory on Solemn Oath. So they were founded way back in 2012 in Naperville, and they now also have a location. I believe they opened up like 4 years ago in the Logan Square neighborhood in Chicago. So they have been around for quite a while. They are well established. You'll see there the pictures there. I think they're best known for some of their IPAs. I saw the top 3 check-ins with Untapped are there. 2 of them are their flagships, the Snaggletooth Bandana IPA and the Kidnapped by Vikings IPA, as well as a Butterfly Flash Mob Belgian IPA. You can tell they obviously like to have some fun with the beer names. But I will also shout out one of the other flagships, Lou. Their Kolsch is the 5th most checked in. So I think their Kolsch is a pretty big draw as well. And their Oktoberfest, which is a seasonal, is the 12th most checked in beer of all of their beers. So that's an interesting little fact. Must be a pretty popular one when it does come out. But anyway, the Bayview location, so they will be operating it as a barrel aging facility, possibly as doing some brewing there too down the road. And the owner, John Barley, yes, that is his name. So he actually grew up in Mequon. So he is from the area. He is a Wisconsinite. And this has been a long time coming, essentially, is what we are learning about this. I know Chris had the interview that you can see there on the top that we released when the news broke. There are also articles out on Milwaukee Magazine, as well as a couple other places, kind of giving some of the background and details. But John essentially has been wanting to move up into a Wisconsin location for quite some time. And in fact, they were actually very close to getting where Eagle Park is now on the east side, the former Like Minds tap room, for people that may remember that spot way back in the day. Back in 2018, they almost landed that location to move up here at that point, which is now 7 years ago. So this is something that has been on their radar for quite some time. It seems they are very excited about this move. There's a couple quotes here that I can read from John from these articles. He says, growing up in Wisconsin, this has always been personal. We're bringing our take on the modern American beer experience to what we see as one of the best beer scenes and communities in the world. We are proud to join the electric Bayview neighborhood, Milwaukee, and the Wisconsin brewers who make some of the best beer in the country. And then another place, he says, personally, this is a dream come true for me. What we're going to bring to what I view as a world-class beer community. I have the utmost respect for the breweries that are established in Wisconsin. I think people will learn to love us once they get to know us personally. And I know our goal ultimately, too, is to make sure we're sharing some world-class beer and turning heads on that side, too. So we have seen this in Milwaukee a handful of times now where we have outside names coming in, 2 actually from Illinois. Or no, just 1. This is the second one from Illinois. But the first one was Indeed. That came in from the Twin Cities and did a really good job establishing themselves there in Walker's Point. We saw Central Waters come in the brewery district, and then we also saw right down 2 blocks from them, we saw Pilot Project take over the old Milwaukee Brewing taproom space, and all of them have done a great job taking over their individual spaces and brewing some great beers. I expect nothing less out of Solemn Oath. The location is in a very happening, part of the city of Milwaukee there in Bayview. I know for people that are coming from other places, parking can sometimes be a bit of a hassle, but, it was always worth it for 1840, and I think it'll be the same thing for Solemn Oath. So the location was never an issue, in terms of it being a good place for a business. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do. The fact they're doing barrel aging, I'm expecting that they may be doing some special things for the Milwaukee Tap Room and some special Milwaukee releases when the time comes. It sounds like this is going to be a little bit further down the road next year. But if you are wanting to try some of their beer, because they've kind of sold their beer on and off in Wisconsin since 2014, but they are doing a pop-up at Supermoon on December 18th from 5 to 9 p.m. So if you are curious about what will be another one of Milwaukee's newest breweries coming up soon, you can go and check out their beer. There aren't any other details. I don't know what they're all going to have on tap there at Supermoon, but I would guess you will be able to find some of these flagships I've mentioned to get to try them. And yeah, I mean, I am excited. I think it's fun to get a fresh new face into the community, and one that is obviously well established, seems to have very good standing with the community down there in the greater Chicagoland area in terms of brewing good beer. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really cool addition, and I'm looking forward to learning out more as we get closer, Greg.
Yeah, Joel, you summed it up really nice. Yeah, actually, that little clip, you're gonna see that on somewhere else on social media. But I've been asking Joel on the side. I'm like, Joel, come out and talk about, what you think about Solemn Oath, because I know the people want to hear it. So Joel just gave that to you right there. It's perfect. It's great. And Joel, I agree with, pretty. I mean, it's not really about whether I agree with it or not. It's all those things were good things and everything that we can know about Solemn Oath. My comment on and why I'm excited about it, you can find on our new TikTok page. Y'all check it out.